Welcome back to the NITE Economics YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at the price of Bitcoin. So as you may or may not know, Bitcoin is taking a sharp downturn move, and its price action is down to about 38,000 bucks. So if we look at Bitcoin price and gold, as you can see, it's been in a downtrend since December of 2024. So just over 2 years now? No, sorry, that would be just over a year and change. And as you can see, during gold's blow off top rally most recently, although maybe it could go a bit higher, but most recently it had a big move to the upside, and since then it's pulled back a little bit. You could see the last 3 weeks essentially Bitcoin has gone down significantly in this ratio, and as you can see, Bitcoin is below every moving average that matters here. But I do see, I don't really see Bitcoin going much further down than where it currently is. Like maybe it'll bottom down here somewhere. I personally don't see it getting below this. I mean, anything is possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but right now as of right now, I don't see that happening. It's already quite beaten up, this ratio. So I mean, but again, anything could happen, and only time will tell. As you could see in this most recent bull run, Bitcoin's top, and this is the Bitcoin's high, but when you price it to gold, in US dollars, this is Bitcoin's high right here, more or less. Is it? No, because Bitcoin's high was in October, so it's actually this one over here, but somewhere around here. But in gold terms, it's a lower high, and it just dumped off from there. And actually, you know, paying attention to this ratio here, Bitcoin price and gold, actually kind of gives you a good idea of where Bitcoin is, and we're potentially, like, you know what, maybe it's good to take some money off the table, you know. But you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. So let's take a look at Bitcoin's price action in gold, in US dollars. So this is a target I've been looking at for weeks now, and that's the 200 simple moving average on the weekly. And this was a natural target for Bitcoin to get to, and it is pretty much there. It's just shy of $1,000 bucks. So whether that happens today or happens tomorrow, I think it's gonna bounce off of this, and I think you're gonna get a significant rally from here. Well, let's not say significant rally, but I think you can get a short-term rally, kind of similar to this right here. You got this little rally, and then continuing down to the 377 exponential moving average, which now I'm starting to think is a very natural target, and it could potentially get there because it's not too far away from where I'm gonna take these snaps off. This is getting annoying. From where it currently is, it's sorry guys. So it's, you know, another 27% down. Is it possible? Yeah, I think it can happen, although it's not my base case. I think Bitcoin doesn't get below the mid-50s by the end of this bear market. But you know, this sudden drop in the last 3 weeks has been very sudden and fast and sharp, and it's continuing, right? And you know, I was kind of looking here at the BBWP. I was expecting it to be much higher here, but it's actually not that high. So can it expand some more before this run is over? Before this downside move is over? Sure, but mind you, the BBWP is direction neutral, so it could continue to expand if Bitcoin does a relatively large move to the upside. So I don't think this move is quite over yet. I think we're still going to expect some volatility in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, in terms of targeting this 377 exponential moving average here on the weekly, I think it's you know, it's an area of interest to keep your mind on. It's just keep your mind on 50,000 bucks, because it can happen. At least the mid 50s, like somewhere between 55,000 and, you know, 60,000 bucks, I think is not a 100%, but it's very possible Bitcoin gets down to that price target. If we look here on the monthly, we see that the 55 exponential moving average is sitting at $62, and I think this is a very natural target for Bitcoin to get to. We need to see whether we need to see if by the end of this month the 5 exponential moving average moves below the 21 exponential moving average, which in that case I think will trigger this to happen. Well, I mean, it could get down there before that, but will usually give you a sign of where Bitcoin's price action could potentially be heading to. But I think it's gonna get there before that cross even officially happens. And as you could see, previous times, oops, sorry about that. In previous Bitcoin's history, when Bitcoin has had this cross, Bitcoin gets below that exponential moving average. As you could see, it happened here. It happened over here during the Corona dump. It happened here in the most recent one. So this is 2022. It got well below that exponential moving average. It got well below here during the Corona dump, but it was just a wick. And it got not well below, but it got below it here in 2018. And as well here in the 2014 bear market as well. So I mean, I think this is a given. I think we're gonna definitely see, low 60s, maybe high 50s to happen. But now the question is whether Bitcoin will get down to $50,000. Only time will tell. And in terms of the Bitcoin gold ratio, which is a very interesting one, I'm starting to think it's starting to bottom out some. This is the gold versus silver ratio. And I mean, we haven't seen it this low since pretty much all the way back here. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. Again, if you're liking the content, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.